Hello and welcome to A Cat in the Garden. And today I'm going to be repotting one of my plants and giving you all an update on my case with Urban Leaf Shop and how all of that ended up, and just kind of verbally give you an update on how some of the plants are doing. So let's get started. So the plant I'm going to be repotting today is this one right here. This is a variegated Cebu Blue, and it is not really showing much variegation right now. I kind of bought it as a mid-cut and it's grown all of this in my care. And basically I did speak to the seller and they said that it kind of grows like a Paraiso Verde and that it loses its variegation in the winter time and it should come back in the spring. He said just keep growing it out and chop it in the spring, see what happens. This leaf here has a little bit, I don't know if it wants to focus. It's very hard to tell, but it has a little bit of variegation. Not nearly as much as this leaf. I was really hoping for more variegation like this, but it's really cute, so we'll see. Willing to try it. I do know where I can get another one if need be, so that's fine. But I have a little Tunetank container. I already filled up some perlite in the bottom because my perlite is outside. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get going with this. So basically, if you haven't heard about my claim with Urban Leaf Shop, I will link the video to me describing the whole situation when it first started. But basically, I did escalate it with PayPal, and PayPal kind of makes you go through a whole process where they're basically just like, you have to communicate with the seller through PayPal first. And that was kind of annoying because it's like I already communicated with them. They were super rude to me. Like I didn't really want to do that again, but I did it anyway because it's like I really wanted to try and get this claim approved. I know it's like pretty difficult to do that. I had a friend who actually had hers denied, so I was really just willing to do whatever they wanted me to do basically. So I talked to them and I actually I can read to you what they said. I basically just like explained the whole thing and that I just want a refund. And they said, if you want a refund, you need to return the plant. It's simple, really. You are right. I've been selling plants since 2018 and this plant is well and will be just fine shipping back to us. If you're overly concerned, you may expedite the shipping. And this was going along with the fact that they wanted me to pay to ship the plant back, and they would only refund me if the plant arrived in the condition that they deemed was healthy, which I showed y'all it's not healthy whatsoever. So I was like, no, we're not doing that. So I escalated it to a claim. So first you open up a case with PayPal, and then once you've communicated with the seller, then they let you escalate it to a claim, which I did. And it took quite a long time just to like go through that whole process. It was a little bit nerve-wracking for me, but basically I had to provide more information, the seller had to provide more information, and then it goes through a review process with PayPal. So I provided all the information that I thought I needed, and then I got a notification from PayPal saying that I needed to provide links to the product, like where you buy it. Normally when you buy products on a website, which I didn't have because this was an auction, and then it wanted just like more basic info. So I provided the info and I actually called PayPal and I explained this situation to the rep. I was like, listen, I bought this on an Instagram auction and they blocked me. So I can't really provide links or screenshots or anything. And the rep was really nice. She was like, oh, just provide like a link to them blocking you and that should be fine. And like a link to their website, since they do have a website, and things like that. So I provided that, waited a couple more days, and then I got a response from the seller again, basically saying they will give me a full refund if I ship the plant back to them. And PayPal was like, here's where you can put your tracking number and all of that. And I was like, I cannot ship this plant back, like it will be dead. And I was like, I put that in my info, like I submitted several thousand words describing the situation, screenshots of my communication with the seller, screenshots of things that other people sent me of their experiences with the seller, photographs of the plant, photographs of what the plant was supposed to be, because what I ordered was actually a crassicaulis and this was a Jennifer. So I provided everything. I was like, okay, clearly you didn't read this. So as soon as I got that message, I called PayPal and I spoke to another rep, different one this time, and they were actually super nice. They read through everything that I said and they put me on hold, and I was like, that's fine, you're reading. And they actually, like, after reading it, they were like, yeah, you can't really ship this plant back, and they basically just closed the case in my favor. So I did get a full refund, which was super just rewarding, because it was really stressful for me going through this. It was just like, I went into it thinking that I wasn't gonna win this case because my friend hadn't won her case, and typically sites like PayPal do like to side with sellers. And I was so relieved at that point. I got my full refund back, and it's really glad that I did, because one of the Jennifer cuttings I took is already dead. But it was just, I don't know, I felt like there was justice in this world, that I was able to win. A small win, but my advice would be, if you do have an experience with a seller, still open the case with PayPal, and if it goes to a claim, like, just call them and explain to them, because they don't know anything about plants. They don't know, like, to them it's just a product, and oh, you should be able to return a product. They don't realize that it's actually a living thing, and if this thing is declining or it's dead, like, you can't exactly send that back. So yeah, if that happens to you in the future, or if you have ordered from Urban Leaf Shop recently and your plant looked as terrible as mine, just open a case with PayPal and see what happens, because as a buyer, like, you deserve the best, you have rights, and if you're not getting what you ordered, get your money back. But yeah, here's the plant, just giving it a bit more wiggle room in here. There were roots all along the edge, but also wanted to give you a couple of updates on the plants. Like I said, the one Jennifer is dead. The Velosa actually has one new growth point. Let me actually get it a second. I think I said growth point. I didn't mean growth point. It has growth on the roots right there. And there's one little one there, but this one is much more prevalent. So I think this one's gonna be okay. The leaves are really firm now. I can still bend them, but they actually kind of fight back a little bit. And this is how a Velosa is supposed to feel. I have another Velosa already, so I do have more experience with this one than, I guess, the Jennifer or anything, but this one I actually have a lot of hope for, which is really nice. I think it's gonna be okay. And that was just like a big win. The Hanhier, I found flat mites on it, which I don't even think I checked for before, so that one's in quarantine. The Erythrina I did end up repotting into a mossy mix like this. It's still done nothing. There's nothing really to update about there. And then the Jennifer's, the one cutting is dead. But so far everything else is the same. It hasn't really done anything. So it is what it is. Fingers crossed, but at the end of the day, if they all die, I did get my money back, so it's not a total loss at this point. Though I do hate to see a plant die, so hopefully we can get it looking like this again soon. All right, so I think that's it for us. This pole is a little bit wobbly, but this is all repotted, and I just wanted to give a really quick update. I didn't want this video to be super long, but I just wanted to let you know what happened and what the final result was with all of the Urban Leaf Shop drama. I'm kind of glad that we have some closure with it, and that hopefully I was able to warn some people, give some people some courage with my shared experience, and I'm glad it's finally over. But thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up down below and subscribe so you can see more content from me and Nutmeg. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.